single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great.
I love doing school at the beach. Oh.
All right, okay. So there are so many ways that you can educate your child successfully. The program that we're running, I like to think of as real deal homeschooling that works. They get the grades, they get the love of learning, and the tools that they are going to need to do what they want to do as adults. I work with a charter, and at the beginning of the year, they give me a planner, and this planner has everything I need in it to both set up and run my entire school year for all 3 children. Not only do I get a planner, but each child gets a planner, and that's where you'll find their individual benchmarks. But we'll save the planner for its own entire video. As a matter of fact, everything that's going to come out of my mouth could be its own video, but I'm just going to make this a quick overview of what our week looks like. And our week is kind of a 4-day structured days plus 1 free learning day kind of a week. And I like that because learning is not robotic, and there are going to be days where you have to stay on a subject and you might not complete everything for that day, but it's still like something that your child needs to learn, and you don't want to push them to the point where like the time spent is unproductive. So I'll save that extra day for days like that, or for field trips or art day or science projects. And it was the magic decision that made us really successful, which was to actually shorten the school week and have a 4-day school week with an extra day. It's just like having kind of like a, not like a get out of jail card, but just like, you know, like a, I don't know, it's that margin that you need so that everyone can stay sane and really kind of retain and enjoy the learning. Oh, and don't mind the creaking and swaying. We're currently on a sailboat in Hawaii called Living Water. I use programs. I didn't used to. I used to have to plan my lessons, and now all you lucky people, all of that has been done for you with these really well-rounded, well-developed programs that cover everything. Before I get into how that looks, I forgot to mention that you should also supplement your curriculum with a workbook. If you use Time for Learning, they actually have days spread throughout the plan that are called offline days, where you print out things for your kids to work on so that they can put their hands on an actual pencil. There are some people that don't use anything written. The hard part with workbooks is that you will have to correct them. And one year I had all workbooks, and I spent so much time correcting, and it was tough. So I like that. I like to mix that in there, but I don't know about making your school year an all workbook kind of a year. And besides, you want to stay current with how society and community is moving, and it's pretty digital, and it's good for your children to be well versed in that way. So I have a high school student, and she actually attends accredited courses for math, English, and biology through Choice Plus Academy, and she also takes her elective through Edgenuity for digital photography, which is what she chose, and Rosetta for French. Now, the Choice Plus Academy classes are live, and for us, they are on Monday and Wednesday. She takes 2 of the classes in the morning, back to back, and biology in the afternoon. That's the only structure to our school day. Other than that, you'll work out what works best for you. Sometimes kids do well in the morning. Sometimes they do better in the afternoon. You get the freedom to, like, if the waves are good, surf first and do school after. Or if they need the motivation, school first and surf after. We do this in different places. Sometimes we do it at home. Sometimes we do it at the library. Sometimes we do it at the beach. Sometimes my high schooler will want to end class and start doing her homework right away. When class was long and, like, she had to take a bunch of notes and she's tired, she'll sometimes move her assignments to her other days where she doesn't have scheduled classes, and that would be Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Friday, depending on what our free learning day is. For us, it's not fixed. We move it. Sometimes our free day is on Tuesday, and I just make sure that they are doing school around 3 to 4 hours a day. And I know that sounds like it's not a lot, but it actually is, and I'll explain why. We don't take any breaks. We don't have lunch. We don't pass out papers. I mean, we do. We take like a 10-minute break after each, like after a couple subjects, or about an hour, but it's only like 10 minutes. We work and we get the work done. And everybody, that works for everyone. You may want to break up your day differently. What I ask them to do is, my personal thing is they do a Devo a day, and that takes a couple of minutes. And then I also ask that they each read for 20 minutes a day. Now, in my daughter's English class, she has to read anyway, so that's her time, her reading time. I also have math that they spend about 45 minutes on, language arts, science, and social studies, and of course their Rosetta. That's like 20 minutes. Now, when you add all of that up, it's more than 3 to 4 hours. But what we do is they don't read when we're doing our focused work on some of our core subjects. You can spend 20 minutes reading before bed, or some of them like to spend 20 minutes reading in the car on the way to somewhere. Or sometimes while they're waiting for you to get your act together, they'll say, "Can I get some of my school done? Can I read?" It's really cool. You'll customize your school day. My son, we tried 4 different ways for him to learn social studies, and we found, like, one-on-one. That's the only subject I kind of teach one-on-one, and it's because it's what works best and is what's needed. And with my kindergartner, I kind of follow him pretty closely per lesson, and I just make sure because I'm kind of still learning his learning style. If you understand what that means, you will by the end of the school year. And there's some things they can do individually. Sometimes they need help. Here's the coolest thing. And I try to do this every day, or at least a few days a week with each child, is I call it keiki meetings. The Hawaiian word for child is keiki. And my keiki meeting can be 3 minutes long, 10 minutes long, 20 minutes long. It depends on what's needed. And it's really just what every parent should be doing, which is to just say, how was it? What did you learn today? What are you learning right now? And it's kind of like a way to keep your finger on each child and their progress. I check their scores daily. I see if they're, like, we discovered an area where one child was getting 40%, 50%, on a subject. That was an issue. It was something we needed to address. So if you keep a finger on what they're learning with these little quick meetings, then you'll find so many natural learning moments occur throughout your entire day. Anything from, you can watch a movie with your child and just right after go, so who was the protagonist and who was the antagonist? Or maybe they're working on percentages, so you guys are out at a restaurant and you say, can you calculate the tip? So that's it in a nutshell. 4 days a week, 3 to 4 hours a day, sprinkled with a magic free day and learning throughout the entire day. And it actually works. It becomes a little more organic, and I think that it kind of brings you closer. I just want to add one little thing about the child that was having the challenging area, getting 40-50% on quizzes, which is not passing, not really learning. It's like a measurement tool, and now that child gets 100%, 90%, and the first 100% that was achieved was really cool. Just to see that success and the confidence gained, and the fact that now it's a consistent thing to get 90% and 100%. That's the bar. Those will be like the cool rewards of putting in the work. And I'm going to make a video about that too, because that was a learning experience and we made it through it, and it wasn't easy. And if I had information, it might have been a little less frustrating. So I'm definitely making that one for you guys.
I got all of them right on my quiz right now. Here, look.
Yay!
All of them right.
How's that feel?
Good. We decided to make our own car.
Avatar.
Oh, my coffee. Oops.
Run it, I rock, I roll.